even though it is a Sunday. I was going to go live yesterday. Sometimes we just miss the mark. And I missed the mark today. But we are here to talk about this past week that just happened. There were some late games that happened last night as well. I was trying to watch those games, get as much content as I can from last night. Just got late on me. But I'm here now. I'm here with y'all. So I'm going to be breaking down this week. Remember, you can visit me on Saturdays typically. And I'll be on at 5 p.m. PST. And yeah, let's jump right into it. And this week in the paint. This episode with the Rockets snap the Nuggets streak, MVP double doubles, and injury chaos. Again, my name is at the chosen one, and you can follow me on every single platform. Also follow at the Sports Lounge Media. You can also follow them on every single one. And remember, subscribing is free, guys. To help us out, get us to the levels that we need to. Doesn't cost you any money at all. It is 100% free. Again, I am your host, the chosen one, with the Sports Lounge Media. And what's good, NBA fan? Welcome to This Week in the Paint. Brought to you by the Sports Lounge Media. We're breaking down in the paint the plays and the parlays that shook up the league this week, leading into December 21st, 2025. Rockets just crushed the Nuggets 115-101 behind Kevin Durant 31 points, ending Denver's 6-game winning streak. Okay, with Reed Shepard's third quarter flurry. OKC still sits pretty at 25-3. San Antonio 20-7, leading the South, while the East has Orlando at 16-12, and a tight race with Miami and the Cavs and the Hawks all around 15 wins. We've got MVP talk with Jokic, triple doubles, owning the ladder, power ranking shifts, key injuries like Laurie Markman out, and also Damian Leonard out for the year, plus Benny Ingles and your weekend locks. Let's jump right into the straight heat. Let's hoop. What's going on again? Let's jump right into it. And this week's top games. I also want to a quick shout out to our sponsors and everyone who has sponsored the Sports Lounge Media. Thank you so much for all of you guys that have sponsored us, including those that are in the future and willing to partner up with us. We thank each and every one of you guys. And also our community, our fans, the people who keep us going, doing this every single week in and week out. We appreciate you guys. And yeah, so and then powered by the Diamond Collection, the Mogul brand. You can visit us at www.poweredbytmb.com to get your order in today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us. We're going to jump right into it, kicking it off with Saturday's headliners. We're going to start with Houston rolls Denver 115-101. Durant drops 31. Shepard steals it with 11 straight in quarter three, as the Rockets improved to 17-8. Rockets is that team I told you guys about that is the tallest team in the league, I believe, in every single position, and also the team to watch out for because they're putting things together and they're putting it together quickly with Durant coming from the Suns going straight to Houston. And that's a team to watch out for. And then also second in the Southwest behind the Spurs at 20. They're second behind the Spurs. Spurs are 20-7. Early vibes, man. Those are early vibes that you got going on there with Cavs rally past the Wizards 130-126. Shouldn't have been that close of a game, but it was. On Donovan Mitchell's 48-24 in the fourth. Guys averaging 29.5 points and leading in the Cavs in points. Bulls snap a 7-game skid over the Hornets, 129-126 via Josh. That scored 26. Magic edge Heat, 106-105. That was an interesting game with Fred's Wagner, 32 points. Celtics cruise. Lakers, LeBron and Doncic, 126-105 behind Jaylen Brown's 30. Again, Jaylen Brown is getting into his own. This is the time where you want to see Jaylen take over a team. And I said it last year, Jaylen Brown, that is his team. A lot of people disagreed and said it's Tatum's. But at the end of the day, who would you rather have the ball in their hands at the end to take you to where you need to go? Or who would you want to build around? For me, it's Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has an all-around playing defense, doesn't take breaks off of defense, plays offense very, very well, got great IQ, shares the ball, and he also gets into when he gets into his rhythm, it's hard to stop him. I'm telling you right now, Jaylen Brown is showing what it is to be an all-star, to be and a superstar in this league. I'm super excited about that pick from last year when I'm really talking about he needs to either have his own team or gather around by himself, build around with the Celtics. He got 30 in that game. The Nuggets had Jamal Murray at 52 versus the Pacers last week. But Rockets flipped the script. West is wild, y'all. It's the Wild Wild West. Always the Wild Wild West. With OKC at .839 winning percentage, really untouchable right now. These games highlight the pace. Rockets' top 5 offense lately, and Denver's injuries have been exposed. Now, one thing that I want to mention about OKC, they did play against Minnesota. I picked Minnesota to win that game. Now, listen here. Ant was going off. Okay. In a 7-game series, if it was Minnesota versus OKC, I really don't know who to pick because Ant is so consistent. I just think that they're a little bit, I don't know. It's something about Minnesota's hunger, and I get the excitement around. It's good to be excited about basketball with OKC spreading the ball around. They're able to not play this selfishless basketball and be able to get to the rim when they want to, shoot threes when they want to, and all that. And it's fun. They're having fun with basketball. But for something, there's like a dog mentality, and there's no pun intended, right? The Wolves, but Ant is really that dude. And he showed it. And the cast that he has around him with Raz and Roz Reed, and everybody else that he has around him, McDaniels and those guys. I mean, they play a contributing part, and I think they have that dog mentality. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit interesting. It just, I don't know, man. It's exciting to see him get into his own. I believe an all-around player. I think Ant is a better player, and a lot of people gonna get me on this, but I think Ant is just a better player than SGA. I think SGA is just a little bit overrated. I think the team around him is great. He's on a great team. They spread the ball well, like I said. They run fast. They score points in bunches. But I think Ant is just a dog, and he plays better. But anyways, getting into that, and we got some guys tuning in right here. What's going on, Mr. Mark Wayne? He says he really Michael Jordan's legitimate son. Yeah, he's the son probably that Jordan always wanted. I mean, I know he looks at his other 2 sons like, get your booties off the couch, man, and go do some. Man, I'm out here, one of the best ever to play the game, and you over there sitting on the couch and just chilling. Like, come on now. I know he's super proud of Ant. There might be his son. It might be his son. Who knows? But the Rockets in Denver, defensive masterclass. Houston, 32 points in the 4th quarter. That was an interesting game. Also, Cavs, Wizards, Mitchell, Clutch Gene is alive. Spider, one of the things about him is that can he stay healthy throughout the whole entire season, right? And if he does, can him and Garland get on the same page, making sure that they can take that team to the next level? Because one of the things about the Cavs is they really are not deep in the bench, and that's been concerning thus so far, and you can see it in their record, right? And so that has been one of the things that has been the biggest takeaways. They shouldn't have been as close as they were with against the Wizards, but they were. And a lot of it has to do when they have rest, they don't have that guy that can go out there and kind of contribute and keep them in the game, not hurt them, right? You all you want from your role players is either to match the points that the points are given from the opposite team, or make sure that there's no turnovers, make sure you keep the game tight so that these guys can get rest and come back out here. They really don't have that with the Cavs right now. And so that could be concerning. But when Donovan and Garland is in, that's a hard team to beat. Yeah, so there's that, guys. Moving into the next current standings, West dominance. All obviously, you guys know it's OKC Thunder. They're 25-3, leading the West. San Antonio Spurs are 20-7. The Lakers are 19-8. It's a little bit tighter when you get to like the 2, 3, 4, the 2, 3, and 4. They're a lot more tighter, right? It gets a little bit more tighter in with that, but OKC is really tearing it up. And we'll see what happens coming into the All-Star and the All-Star break. That would be in like 2 months. When the deadline is over, we'll see and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but we'll talk about what improvements they need to make, because it looks like OKC is running away with it. Even though they lost to the Spurs in the NBA Cup. Houston is now 17-8 after the win. Also, you have the Nuggets drop post streak. We got Clippers tanking at 7-21. What's going on with the Clippers, y'all? They have two most dominant players to play the game. What's going on with them? We need to make a phone call. Like, they either need to trade some players away or do something with them, rebuild. And then they got rid of Chris Paul, which was crazy. Pelicans are 7-22. Kings are 6-22. Brutal bottom. East is a little bit tighter. You got Orlando Magic at 16-12. You got the Heat at 15-13. Cavs at 15-14. Hawks with the 15 wins in 9 games. Raptors slipping after a streak snap. Celtics on a 5-game winning streak that are at 17-7. Knicks are 17-7. Power rankings echo this. Is the Nuggets are still a lead at 20-7 overall. Rockets surging at 7-8. Boston stock up offensively, leading the league. Last 12 games implications. Playoff race heats up. OKC is coasting. Clippers fire sell looming. December 15th eligibility. And the other thing that is to mention in all of this is this. With all these implications that are happening, right? One of the things is that with the push, right? You're looking at teams like Denver, who have gotten rid of Michael Porter, and I mean a lot of these teams, and then you're looking at the Clippers, who have fell completely apart, and then you kind of look at the East and you see Detroit, you see all these other teams that have made splashes. The Mavs really made a splash last year with the trade with Luka. That was one of the biggest things that happened. And you really look at the Lakers, how they are like building a team around that. But you're looking at these other teams, it's just kind of like, is the Nuggets still that where they talk about elite? They're 20-7, yeah, but they're running everything through Jokic, really. And how long is that going to last? Can that last in the playoffs? A lot of questions to be asked, and I will give you the answers as we get closer to the playoff push and the All-Star break. We got a question before we move into MVP and rookie races. Let's see here. Do you think OKC can beat the Golden State Warriors? They're on track. Golden State Warrior record. They are on track 100%. Can they do it? I will have to say, yeah. I think they have the ability to. I definitely have the ability to beat their record. Now, there is some teams, like I said, that coming up, like when they lost to Minnesota, that kind of exposed them a little bit on how they played against them. We'll see if that carries over in teams that are underneath them. The Spurs beat them in the Cup. That kind of exposed them as well. So with teams like that, that kind of get exposed to, Lakers, I think is a team that could beat you, beat OKC. Denver's a team that I think can beat OKC. Houston, could play a really competitive game against them, and I think that they could beat them. Out in the East, you got probably just Detroit, that's a little bit more hungrier and can play that really gritty. I think that the OKC Thunder, the difference between OKC and the Golden State Warriors is you had some dogs in the Golden State Warriors. Like you had guys like Draymond Green, who's a dog, right? I think OKC is a finesse team. It's not really like a gritty team. Will fight with you, back you down, or any of that. I think that's the difference between the two. I don't know in this day and age in this league if finesse can carry you, because it's kind of, if you can see that the league is kind of shifting to bigs again and playing harder, and the three ball was a big highlight. I think that that's kind of going away, even though it's contributing to a big part of wins. I think that the it's all in the paint. No pun intended. Anyways, let's move on. Hopefully that answers your question. As we get closer, I can answer that question more deeply. We'll see what happens with these trades. But MVP and rookie race, Kia MVP ladder locked. Okay, Jokic is at number one with his triple doubles and on 61% of his field goal range. Nuggets are rolling despite injury. You got SGA, Luka right behind him. SGA is the engine. That's another thing, that when SGA goes out of the game, when I was talking about rest, right? When I was talking about resting a player and getting guys in, even though OKC is kind of deep on the bench, they're not bringing that same energy that SGA can bring or distribute the ball the way that SGA goes. He's really the engine, right? And without the engine, the car don't move, the car don't go. So it's interesting to see that, to see how they kind of put that together when those key players are getting rest. Also, what we have here is Jaylen Brown surging to the top 5 with 29.2 averaging. That's a career high, and he's on pace for pulling for the Celtics. Again, when he's by himself, I feel like he's greater by himself. I don't know if you guys can agree with that, but I feel like he's greater when he's by himself. When you put in Tatum, I think that he kind of loses that umph. You know what I mean? He kind of loses, like, man, now I got to pass this guy the ball. Like, dang, now I got to put it in this guy's hand. And most of the plays is around Tatum. As of late, hopefully they see something in Jaylen. And but the rest of this year is going to be all about him and how he can carry this team. So we'll see what happens. Even though they lost their two bigs too, Al Horford to the Golden State Warriors, and Hawks now have Porzingis. So we'll see how that carries on. Rookie of the year, can we say Cooper Flag? But he leads for the Mavs. Con plus 180 for the Hawks is hot. VJ, that boy is sick for Philly. Okay. For Philly, his debut was a 34-point record. You also can talk about Castle, who won last year's Rookie of the Year. This class is stacked. Jokic sees ironclad and also triple-double leader with wins. Brown is the dark horse if the Celtics climb. Okay, so just to sum it all up, again, MVP top 3, I would give it to Jokic, SGA, and Luka. And right now, Rookie of the Year, Flag edges, and I think he'll probably end up winning it, playing the way that he is. But yeah, super excited at that. Again, drop a comment in down below. Who do you guys think it will win the MVP this year? Who do you think will be the rookie of this year? Okay. If you haven't been watching basketball, you should start watching it now. It's really exciting. This year has been really, really dope. Again, you can follow us at www.sportsloungemedia.com to get all your greatest content and the greatest community on this platform. Also, we are the #1 streaming channel right now that will give you all the content that you needed, all the stats, and we have a show every single day, seven shows, one network, and you will see that at the end with our special little video that I have for you guys. Okay, so stay to the end, wait to the end. Again, shout out to them. Appreciate you guys. Let's jump into the injury report. I know that's very, very important, especially for those who are gamblers and gamble responsibly. We have John Hamilton, who is our SLM bets guy, who gives you all of that. I know he's going to be tuning in and watching this as he transitions from NFL to NBA. But let's get into the injury report. Again, we have Damian Lillard. Damian, he's out for the whole entire season per interview. One of the questions that I have is, do we think that Damian comes back, or does he end on an injury, right? And if he does, will it be, if he comes back, is it his farewell tour, right? Would it be his last time you'll see him ever in a Portland jersey again? Those are questions that we'll answer right here on Sports Lounge Media. Okay. All right. Lori groin is day to day. You got Drew Holiday's calf. He'll be out till December 26th. So Friday, that Friday of Christmas week. We got Sabonis's knee. He's 4 to 6 weeks. Zach LaVine's ankle. He'll be reevaluated on December 23rd. For the Kings, you got Jacoby back maybe today. He'll probably be back playing today. Rockets, Cam Whitmore shoulder. He is out. Wizards, Babella, I believe his name is. He has an ankle. Impacts, Nuggets. You got Gordon and Braun, who stay strong. Celtics missing Holiday, but Brown is carrying. Now, the thing about Drew Holiday is a very good defensive player. Very good defensive player. So you want to get him back, right? You want to get him back, and he contributes the ball very well. That's going to be a big one. Get him back as soon as possible. Trade buzz, Clippers, Harden, Bell, eligible December 15, especially with their 7-21 skid. Monter Sabonis for the Kings as they tank. Leonard gone, relapse. Bucks and Pistons, they'll probably be in the trade market. And then Keys out again to sum it all up. The keys that are out is Leonard out for the season. Sabonis is out for the holidays. We probably won't see him until sometime in January. And then betting shifts, overs, and injury voids. Make sure that you pay attention to all of that when it comes to when you bet. Who's out, who's in, who's sitting, who's not, who's resting, who's actually playing. Those are all important things when you go in and you bet. Again, bet responsibly. Find those things if you are, if you're not betting responsibly, right? You need to go 1-800-gambling or whatever it is. Find that resources. They could put it in the chat for you. But if you are, those are things that you look out for. Okay, guys, and we don't guarantee anything here on the Sports Lounge Media when it comes to bets. We only suggest. Okay, we only give you what we have in statistically and what is important on that. But let's get into trade rumors and off-season flashback. Okay, no massive December moves yet, but December 5th unlock vets like these guys. You got Harden and Paul from the Clippers. Lakers, Aiden. I doubt that they get rid of Aiden, though. I really doubt that they get rid of Aiden. I'll be shocked if the Lakers get rid of. They finally got their big. They got two bigs. Okay, They got Hangs and Aiden, and I would be shocked if he goes. Offseason echoes. You got the Celtics shipped off Porzingis to the Hawks. We talked about that. Jazz is Sextons to the Hornets. Recent Dayline vibes is Wizards grabbing Jackson, then waving. Kings also had a couple pickups. Bucks picked up Kuzma for Middleton, which was crazy. Oh man, so many things have been shifting in the NBA. It's almost hard to keep up with, but here we go. And then things to watch out for is the Clippers fire sale. Pelicans desperation with that 7-22. We got offseason stars settled with Durant. Houston thriving. Rumors point Lakers protecting Luka's assets. Pause. Pause for that. Anyway, moving on. Power rankings breakdown. So week 8-ish. So we're like in week 8-ish. Nuggets are in second at 17-6 pre-loss. Rockets are in fourth with 15-6 stretch, 10-3. Celtics are ninth, 5-win streak. You got the Knicks who are sixth, 8 of 9. Stock up with Boston. Offense number 1 in the last 12 games. They are ranked number 1 in the last 12 games. Down Raptors, post 9 win game run, now 1-6 lately. Full vibes would be OKC and Spurs atop of the West, which is kind of weird, right? When we looked at the West last year and the Spurs were out of it, and then coming into this season and we talking about that the Spurs are literally neck and neck with and beat OKC, we'd be like, what the heck? Like if you would have told me that last year, I'd be like, no way. Maybe 7, maybe 6, maybe 5. Number 2, we'll see how that carries on. Okay. East cluster is clustered. Magic, Heat, Cavs, Detroit, all those teams. And then you got Cavs struggling offensively, 26 efficiency despite Mitchell. And so let's get into our betting angles and parlays. And yeah, guys, I mean, I'm excited about this season. I'm excited about how things are going with all these teams. It's very competitive season. I will say that it's not like last year. You kind of knew what teams were great and what teams are going to go to the finals. This year, it's kind of unpredictable, kind of like the NFL season, right? And what's going on with the AFC, NFC, you really don't know. Makes it a little bit more exciting, especially for the NBA when you don't know which teams are going to which teams are going to go all the way. Everybody expects OKC to be there, but they just lost to the Spurs and they lost to Minnesota, and that could be heavy. Let's move into betting angles and parlays, weekend locks. Okay, we're going into the weekend locks. Rockets they have the momentum. I'm telling you guys, they have the momentum. Durant is 25 and 5 points after that 31-point win. OKC bounces back versus OKC bounce back versus SGA's even his 35 prop. And then Mitchell 28 and 5 anytime scorer, so you could put that in, lock that in. Parlay plays would be Spurs money line. They got a 5-win streak. They're a plus 1.15. Magic Heat under revenge spot. You got bankroll tips is like injury fades. Like you got to remember that there's no holiday. So Celtics are overs. Responsible gaming is 1 to 2% unit. Cup games is done. And then high intensity overs from what history shows us. 3-leg parlay. You got Rockets. I would pick the Rockets at over 110. This is a 3-leg parlay I can give you for free. So I'll pick the Rockets over 110. You get Jokic triple, give him the triple, and then plus the Spurs money line plus 450. Okay, that's a 3-leg parlay. That's for you. It's for free. Bet responsibly. No guarantees here at SLM. We just suggest so we can just give you the content that we can give you based on what research that we do have. But that's what we got on that. So this is fans Q&A and hot takes. What we got the listeners mail. All right, listeners mail says that Jokic MVP lock. Is that an MVP lock? These are questions for y'all to answer in the chat. Okay, I would say yes with the triple double king flag. Is he the rookie of the year? Put that in the chat. Do you think he's a rookie of the year, or is there a rookie that stands out more than you? I think he edges the field. Here's a hot take. Clippers trade Harden by deadline. Harden's gone. I think he is. I don't know if you all think he is, but I think he's gone. Okay. But I think they trade him away for some assets or something. They get something for him, but I think Harden's done by the deadline. Where does he end up is the question for y'all. Okay. What team would use a James Harden right now? And where does he land? What would be a good spot for James Harden at the tail end of his career? So I think that's a hot take for me. Is the Clippers trade away Harden by deadline? Another crazy take for me, a hot take. Even though I'm being non-biased here, but I think the Lakers end up with the West Finals versus OKC. Reason behind that thought process is because of the development that they have with all 5 players that they have on there. So you got your starting 5 with AR. You got AR, Luka, LeBron, Rui, and then you also got Aiden, right? but you also got guys like Vanderbilt that's on the bench. You got number 12, what's his name? Jake. You got Jake out there. You got Marcus Smart. You have Haynes. That's 9 players right there. You got what else? You got it. I mean, they're stacked even on the bench. Okay. So even when like Luka's sitting down, they're dominating teams. When LeBron's sitting down, they're dominating teams. When Luka and LeBron, they're dominating teams. And so with that being said, I think that they're a little bit more deeper than that. I got them in the finals. The other one is Raptors. Do they rebound or are they a bust? Right. I don't like really using the word bust, but for the sake of the show, I mean, Raptors has been doing some damage early on, but they're starting to tank now. So do they rebound or do they just give up the season? All right. And guys, drop your this is the IG. You can follow me at the chosen one, THEE.chosen.1. You can find me there. You also can find us at the Sports Lounge Media. Follow us, subscribe on the channel. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, even X. Follow us also. Real quick, you can get us on our. You can also find us here at the QR code. You just scan that QR code. Make sure that you support us. We got a lot of content coming up. We got a lot of things coming in. We're getting better every single day, and it wouldn't be. We wouldn't have. This couldn't have happened without the team that we have. I absolutely love each and every one of them. They have put in so much work. You can catch every one of their shows. We'll be showing it at the end. You could check out a little snippet of their shows. I'll be showing you guys in a minute. But please follow them as well as us. Subscribe to their channels. I'm excited for that. But with that being said, that's this week's. That's this week in the paint. We got Rockets rising. We got injuries hit. Jokic reigning. Smash 5 stars. Share these clips. Sub for trades and awards next. Peace to all my NBA fam. We will see you guys on Saturday at 5 o'clock in the paint. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a blessed Sunday.